Hi guys, Martin Mama here. Today we have another episode. So today we'll be talking particularly about systems and how I've come to understand the word system or what it stands for is save yourself time, energy and money. Why do you need to have all these saved up? Because time, energy and money are all resources and none of these should be wasted. So in your quest to start a poultry project, make sure that you understand what systems are. You also understand what a product is. The mistake that we make is that we will start our poultry projects and we will mostly rely on products. A product is a finished thing that has been made by somebody, and all you do is make use of it by virtue of following the instructions that have been labeled against that product. However, a system is something that you yourself will put in place, and you will understand it to an extent where you know when to use it when the time comes. The differences between the two is that a system requires patience and it will require you to put certain things in place. A product will have you get using it immediately upon purchase. So as farmers that are looking into making profits, huge profits into poultry farming, you need to rely on systems. Today particularly we'll be looking at the system which covers medication and a bit on the feed supplementation. So on the list we have aloe vera, we also have broadleaf plantain, then we have parsley. Parsley is usually viewed as a weed, but it has a use in poultry, and as a poultry farmer you need to know what parsley is. Maybe let me just bring it closer to the camera so that you are able to see what it looks like, but it's something that you can easily recognize once you come across it. Plantain is something that is viewed as a weed as well, but it has very good antibiotic and antifungal properties that will exceptionally save you a lot of stress when your flock are maybe combated with let's say flu and what so on. When on this plate here I have azolla. I'm sure most of you know what azolla is, but if you may not know what it is, you can get in touch with me. If you need some seeds, we can readily supply. So for this product as well, we can readily supply you this. These are things that grow anyhow. For this one, maybe we can look into it, and maybe if you need some, we can still supply, but this also just grows anyhow. So now, getting back to today's topic, systems. You have to understand that a human being is also based on systems. We have the respiratory system, the reproductive system, and many other systems that have been put together to promote the efficiency of how a human being functions. So should be your poultry project. Why? Because you need it to be sustainable, such that it's something that will go generations. Many of these projects that we start fail along the way because products get to be expensive as we advance. But the beauty about systems is that as we advance, they mature more and more, such that even what they yield will be more than what you even want to make use of, such that you may even start supplying others. So just in them, just a system in itself becomes an investment that can earn you an extra income. So you need to understand this. Then what you also have to know is that once a system is in place, you will actually have to make your own products. Then instead of buying the products, you'll be making them. If you want, you can even be supplying the products that you are making from the system that you may set up. So now when I talk about these plants, this is not all that you need for a complete system. We have moringa, we have duckweed, we have neem tree, and many other plants that you may actually incorporate into your project. Now, the necessity is that once you have all those things in place, you need to have the knowledge on how best you can make use of them. That is where the aspect of the system gets interesting. Why? Because you need to be more knowledgeable than you think you must be as a farmer. You need to be able to identify what and where to use certain of these things. So once you have this needed system in place, it simply means you have laid your foundation. Once you lay a foundation, then you may now import or bring in your flock. As they grow, the systems will as well grow. And once the systems are mature, you can then start using these products. So as a result, you find that you'll be making more or less like you more or less like be making free money out of your project. Why? Because you are no longer buying products that should sustain the health of your product, that should sustain the health of your flock. For example, once I buy Azola, I don't have to buy it again. All I do is to keep harvesting maybe every after 3 days, every after maybe a week or 2 weeks, depending on how much I'm getting out of it. It's something that is sustainable, and that is where our project should be based. Starting a project because you heard that somebody is making money, then you abruptly also just wake up and say, I'm going to start, really sets you up for failure, for heartbreak, and many other disappointments. Because the real work on the ground is different from what actually is posted on social media and what people get to tell us about. There are real challenges in this, and you need to be very well vested in what it is that you're getting into. So your medication system should be in place, intact and well set, so that even as you start your poultry project, you will not be stressing about where to get which medication that will actually work on such a disease or something like that. All in all, what you need to understand is a product is expensive, a system is cheap, and the only way to make money, good money in poultry farming, is not to depend on products. The moment you do that, you'll be spending a lot, and at the end of the day, those expenses will be eating into your profits. Already, feed is a headache, and if you also bring in the issue of medications, it will be double. So it's best that these things are in place. Not only that, we also have systems that have to cater for your feed, for, let's say, the environment in which your flock has to reside in, so that the environment is not smelly, or so that your environment is odorless. All those things are things that you need to factor in, and there's just a certain way that you must design the poultry house to just promote the health of your flock. So it starts with systems. Thinking a poultry project, think systems. That's all I had for today. Thank you so much.